Jonathan Majors from the hit Lovecraft Country show. Country show.
CMAs are here, people.
Most likely, I think it's official now. It's playing Kang the Conqueror, Ant-Man 3 MCU debut villain. We're going to watch a short video from Cosmic Wonder. For a while, we thought it might have been MODOK. Kang is not too far off, I suppose. Let's check it out.
What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to my channel, Cosmic Wonder, where we talk about all things Marvel and everything relating to the MCU. And today we have some huge MCU news as Kang the Conqueror is seemingly heading to the MCU, and we apparently have an actor that has already been cast to play him. Kang in Ant-Man 3 is something that we have expected for some time now. We knew the film was in pre-production, and as it turns out, they're a lot further along than we thought, and Ant-Man 3 is going to be a much bigger movie than anybody anticipated. So, let's break down everything that you need to know. For starters,
small but bigger, big.
Because he can blow up too.
And according to Deadline, Jonathan Majors has been cast for a role in Ant-Man 3, and they believe that that role is Kang the Conqueror. If you haven't heard of Jonathan Majors, you've probably seen him at one point in time, and you might have seen him on Lovecraft Country. And according to Deadline, this is our Kang. Now, Kang the Conqueror appearing in Ant-Man 3 was a pretty popular theory due to the quantum realm. Of course, in Avengers Endgame, the Avengers used the quantum realm as a means of time travel. And Kang is the master of time travel. And in the comics, Kang has quite a complicated story, but he pretty much battles every single Avenger. And not just every Avenger, but pretty much every hero as well, from Thor to Spider-Man. Okay. Now, you never really know what Marvel is going to do with one of their comic characters, but it definitely seems like Marvel is going to stick true to Kang's time travel, and that is why they're putting him in Ant-Man 3. Now, in Ant-Man and the Wasp,
so excited for Ant-Man.
A secret city in the quantum realm.
I'm just happy for Ant-Man.
Marvel themselves told us to look out for this. They're the ones who showed this to us, and they're the ones who told us that it was going to be of big importance in the future. Now, everybody thought that it was going to be in Avengers Endgame.
I totally missed that.
Now discovering that Jonathan Majors is most likely cast as Kang the Conqueror, we can
that does look pretty.
Definitely has something to do with Kang, and this is what they're going to explore in Ant-Man 3.
Oh, how
and it
cool.
is still possible that the Fantastic Four could show up in Ant-Man 3 as well. We've gotten some recent reports stating
it's a little much, but alright.
much bigger film than it's ever been before, and they're going to involve a lot of characters.
So happy
now,
for Ant-Man.
A lot of people thought it could just be the Young Avengers, but now hearing that Kang is most likely coming, it would make sense that the Fantastic Four would come as well. We'll do a full breakdown soon of everything that you can expect from Ant-Man 3, but in the meantime, let me know what you think about this news that we're probably getting Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man 3. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And
I wish he was playing MODOK.
Channel, so stay up to date on all the latest MCU news. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got Kang in there, Fantastic Four, Ben Affleck's Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman, oh my god. And then they restart the whole MCU timeline verse. Never know what you're gonna get.
See, my big question is, when are we gonna get Kodos? For all you Simpsons fans.
I know what you were doing. You were waiting for me to do my joke, and then you're like,
I didn't want to interrupt.
I got my joke, my John joke. I want to throw in here instead of working off of Greg's joke. I'm just gonna wait. I saw it. I could see your reflection in this part of the camera right here. It's going. Where are we going to get?
Well, I feel like an idiot.
You don't have to, man. I do the exact same thing to you all the time.
I see you do it too. I'm like, he's waiting for me to finish this line or start talking again so he can mess my flow up.
I do it all the time. That's the only reason I know you were doing it. In the comics, Kang is Nathaniel Richards, who's related to Reed and Franklin Richards. And Richard Jenkins, wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, that's a great one.
Bizarre. That's just his first name, not even his surname. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. You know, hey man, that's how it works. He just flipped it around like they do in Asian countries.
I wouldn't really want the Fantastic Four to appear in this movie specifically. I think automatically having Kang, and if he is Nathaniel Richards, if they're doing that version of him, then automatically that's a tie-in of Fantastic Four, and I kind of feel like that's all we really need, especially because This is Ant-Man 3. You're already going to be introducing Kang. By having Kang in there, you're opening up a whole new can of worms, whole new quantum can. You got something?
No.
Do it.
New Kang.
Do it. A can of
worms.
I thought it would be better.
No, it's just can with the G on
I was
the
like,
end.
we got a great one
Not
coming.
as good as
we
the
got
Quantum
a
Realm.
really good one coming.
Not as good as Richard Jenkins.
Yeah.
Which I hope he's part of the Richards family still, yeah. Any Richard, this is the Richards consortium.
I kind of feel like that's enough. I'm excited for Ant-Man, the franchise specifically, because it seems to be that one franchise within the MCU that just has a difficult time really getting through the cracks. Like an ant. I'm trying to find as many ant puns, and none of them have been panning out this whole video.
Yeah, it really has a lot of weight to carry, and one would argue that some of that weight is often a lot bigger than the mass of its own body. But that's what ants are good at, man, is carrying immense weight above their heads.
That's it. John's taking over the channel.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
Finally made up for that Kang and
your
co-host
audition.
bit.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I've come to love about Ant-Man, though, is like it started out as, and even after Ant-Man 2, people were talking about like, oh, is this gonna fizzle out as a franchise? It's not like one of the big home run hitters for Marvel, but at the same time, I have really come to anticipate Ant-Man and really become very endeared towards the franchise because it is sort of the off to the left one where, yeah, you might meet a new villain who sounds very imposing, but what I flash back to is that the previous Ant-Man movies kind of got a little creative with how they approached the stakes and their antagonist characters and stuff like that. And so to have a character like Kang figure in, also time travel obviously going to be a part of it, like that gets me excited for not only just being back in the Ant-Man world, but seeing what kinds of other crazy quantum size things they can do.
I mean, to your point, that is why I love the Ant-Man franchise. Like, it's standalone films in and of themselves. I just think that in terms of box office reception, and I know I've touched on this before, but in terms of box office, it's never been one of Marvel's, big juggernauts. And I kind of feel like that often has to do with when they're releasing Ant-Man. However, I think when you're introducing a villain like Kang the Conqueror, and with the way how they'll be amping him up, especially as a very integral, important villain for the next phase of the MCU, his connection to the Fantastic Four, I think that could draw in a much bigger box office number. Ant-Man movies, they've made a lot of money, but for some reason, when you hear about the reports from box office or Hollywood websites, because it's not the juggernaut. Yeah, it's not the juggernaut that the other MCU movies are. Ooh, is this flopping? Is the Ant-Man movies gonna end? It always becomes a speculation, even though I'm like, no, they've made a lot of money. They're just not making the money the other MCU movies are making. And I feel like by having this kind of villain in the movie, that could draw a lot more people into wanting to watch Ant-Man in the movie theaters or video on demand, depending on how things are going. This excites me for the franchise to get that extra boost and that much extra attention drawn their way. And I feel like getting a villain like Kang the Conqueror, a time-traveling villain, which if this image that they were showing from the Quantum Realm, it looked like it was from the actual Ant-Man movie. I missed out on all the reports or all the speculation that was talking about a city being within the Quantum Realm and Marvel specifically saying to look out for it. I missed all that. But if that seed has already been planted, I think that's way cooler. Having Kang the Conqueror being here after having your Endgame movie, which dealt with time travel, then to have a villain come in who might be upset about the way the time travel world has been. I don't really know what his motives would be. I imagine Peyton Reed and the people at the MCU would want to do their own little take on him. They'll make him really funny.
He's just here to pick apart the time travel mechanics of Endgame. He's like, you guys came in and you wrecked all space-time, and now I gotta fix it. And he's not even...
How did Captain America get all those stones back?
None of this makes sense. I don't even want to fight. I just want to argue with you. I feel two ways about the Fantastic Four element, because while I'm not excited to have an overly bloated film that needs to introduce Reed Richards and the entire Fantastic Four.
Because they might also have Young Avengers in here too.
Yeah, exactly. I do think that because there's such a natural connective tissue, and because Ant-Man movies of all the Marvel movies have something broaching more on whimsy, kind of like the Fantastic Four can, I feel like it would be an appropriate place to at least Flint spark the Fantastic Four, even if you don't actually feature them in any sort of heavy way, but to promise that they'll arrive, soon after in Ant-Man 3 or something would be cool.
Because a villain like Kang is Avengers level villain, not just an Ant. Honestly, There's a part of me that's a little bit surprised by him being the one major villain. But that's what I mean. They could be using this as a way to really elevate Ant-Man. And the thing with a lot of these solo movies is a good amount of the villains are kind of a one-off. Or they get killed in that particular installment.
Come back later as like a bit part for the timeline.
yeah.
Like, oh, he's there.
I'm very curious to see what they do. He doesn't seem like the kind of villain that would be a one-off. I don't know, maybe they'll do some like type of portal scene at the end. He's trapped in some other time dimension
He's
or
in a
whatever.
black hole prison dimension. Alternate timeline.
I could see them ending it with that as opposed to killing off King the Conqueror in this film. But we'll see. Either way, I'm excited to see what they got in store, and I'm excited for the Ant-Man franchise. This is cool news. I'm excited for Jonathan Majors. Wonderful, wonderful actor. I mean, the only thing I've seen him in is Lovecraft Country. I'm not that familiar with he strikes me as the kind of actor who I might have seen in other properties, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that was him.
Finally getting his like starring role.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's great on that show. Like, he really is.
What do you guys think about this news? What do you hope they do with King the Conqueror here? Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Thank you, Cosmic Wonder, for putting this video together. Last but not least, I wanted to shout out today Katie Ann. I just wanted to let you know. All I want to let you know is that I really appreciate the hell out of you. You have been absolutely 100% supportive, kind, honest, very caring, creative when you didn't need to be creative for us.
Yeah, generous.
I hope that we can stay friends until John is dead. Then I cut ties with you at his funeral.
This is what I wanted. I asked for this in my will.
Yeah.
Katie Ann specifically is in there. I'm like, we will all remain close until the day I die, and then no more. I don't want to think about what you guys could be talking about while I'm gone.
And I want no association with anyone that had any ties to John after he's dead.
So get it while you can.
Except for John's hot mom. What's going on, Mrs. Humphrey?
Leave my mom alone, Katie Ann. You don't come near my mom, all right?
Sorry, Katie.
Actually,
This
whatever.
started off really great, and then it just went sideways. You know how we do. No, in all sincerity, thank you.
Yeah, seriously.
That's all I want to say. Is thank you for being you, and I 100% support you.